said, my flesh, after he said, eat my flesh and drink my blood. This is John 6:60. This is what he told his disciples. His disciples said, this is hard. Who can understand it? When Jesus knew what they were saying and that they complained about it, he says, does this offend you? He actually said that. And it says that some of his disciples walked with him no more because they took an offense. Now I'm going to tell you something that's kind of a sidestep here as we go into how do we deal with the offense and what we're supposed to do. But here you see the situation where the disciple, when Jesus says, eat my flesh and drink my blood, they're like, oh no, I'm out of here. This guy is, I'm offended. This has gone too far. These are dimensions. I'm going to tell you the first 3 or 4 dimensions of taking authority and dominion. Now, when I say authority and dominion, Warren Buffett has authority. He has authority to speak on where the markets are going. He has dominion, meaning he can shift his money wherever he wants, and it can impact everything. Everything. I mean, nationally, globally. His words can impact it. So when people reach a certain place, but how do the people get there? This is important as you look at offense. Number 1, the first dimension of understanding is understanding who you are. Meaning understanding your gifts, understanding your talents, understanding what God has given you. So I am in the earth, that's the first dimension, understanding who you are. Do you understand that most people will never understand who they are, what they're supposed to do, and what they belong? That's the first dimension. They don't understand what they're supposed to do. They just live and die. The first dimension of understanding and taking up dominion is understanding what you are, who you are, what your giftings are, what God has called you to be. The second dimension is service. You bring everything that you have and you put it into service, where God tells you to put it into service. Now, it's in service, meaning you're serving wherever it is, not just in ministry, but you're serving your family, you're serving whatever it is, you do service. So maybe let's just say someone is supposed to be singing up here, right? So they understand their gifts, they understand their talents, but then they need to put them into service. So now they want to put them into service, and here's their opportunity to put them into service. But what they do is they show up late. You know, Paul has it on Wednesday. You got your thing there, right? You come together, you have rehearsal on Wednesday. You miss 2. You miss 2 out of the month. You show up late. You show up late. You come to church, you're not praying up, you're not fasting. You show up, thing starts at 10:30, you come at 10:27, and you roll up there and you howl like a coyote because you were drinking all night.